Yeah, no, I agree 100%. I've over the last couple of years focused a lot on like enjoying the wins, but not treating it like an end goal. Like I this last spring, I got a doctorate and I didn't attend my graduation, and everyone was like, "Jake, you're crazy. Why are you not going to your graduation?" I was like, "Cause this doesn't feel like the win for me, like that I want it to be. Like I'd much rather treat this as like a stepping stone into like where I want to go with my life. You know, I don't want this
Right.
to be. I feel like you put a big win somewhere, and it's a period on you. You feel like it's like I accomplished this. It's done. I'm not doing any more with this, and there's so much more I want to do with it afterwards that
Right.
you know.
No, that's super real. Super real. I rock with that. Yeah, I didn't go to I went to my graduation of high school, but I would say I sat out of a lot of things because I've always felt like that. Like, why am I gonna go to this? Like, what is it? What does it mean? What's it for? You know? I think even partying, like
Yeah,
people that party all the time is like, yo, what are you celebrating? What are you doing right now? Why are you wasting your money at the club for what? You're supposed to like cheers to success, cheers to this, cheers to that, but like y'all just out here partying for no reason.
yeah. And I think that was one big positive I took from the 75 hard was I had some wins at that time, and it was like people would be like, "Oh, let's go drink and celebrate," and I was like, "No, we got to find like you find new ways to celebrate, new ways to have celebrate a little bit, but you're not drinking, you're not partying, you're good the next day. The next day you clock back in and you're back to work. You know,
Yeah, yeah. So are you still sober?
no, no, I'm not
No.
so.
I had a drink right before we turned the camera on.
No, it's definitely moderation though. It's different now. A big push for me with the 75 hard was I had never seen the negative side. I didn't grow up in a family that drank, so I didn't really see the negative changes in people that
Right.
came from alcohol until the last couple of years,
Mm,
and it made me realize that I was really terrified that that could affect my life in the future.
got you.
So after ending the 75 hard, kind of made the decision that I'm not going to be sober all the time, but it's definitely a lot less, and it's and when I do, it's a lot less. It's more like, hey, let's chill, let's have some fun, but
You're not
I'm still
drinking to
gonna be
get absolutely
productive.
wasted. You're not drinking it like you was at the Mike Stud concert in
Yeah,
2006.
yeah. No, there's actually I saw Mike Stud for my 21st in North Dakota and got to go on and chug the bottle of Ciroc. That was a pretty sick moment in my life, but we're not doing that anymore.
Right.
I think that's part of getting older too. I think you realize that there's things in your life you have to change, and they don't have to be completely removed from your life, but you have to find ways to be your current self isn't who your past self was. And that was a big thing I had to learn moving back here, doing this 75 hard was, I think part of it was I went back to my 19-year-old self and needed to realize that I'd grown in the last 10 years. And it's time to, like, just because
Finish
you're
it.
back here doesn't mean you can't carry forward with the growth you put into yourself.
Facts. Facts. And sometimes that comes from all sorts of different things, like other people's expectations. I think that's something that's so huge with everybody, especially like in the age group of like I'd say from when you're like 25 to like 35 is when like the separation comes because you go to high school and everybody's on the same things. Go to college, everybody's on the same things. And when you graduate, you're still kind of, everybody's lives is kind of similar, but then like some people party till they're 50 and
Yep.
never have kids and never get married and never do any of that, which is fine if that's what you want to do, but I feel like the expectations and of you and how people feel about you is really only based on what they expect or want from you. So like something that I struggled with was I was a super party person. Like my house was always a place to be. I was always having ragers. There'd be people at my house partying when I wasn't even here. And all my homies lived here. So I have two houses next to each other. And one of my houses all my homies lived in and everybody was just turning up over here all the time. And that was a hard thing for me. I actually went to therapy and counseling in 2018, maybe 2019. probably 2019, and that's what, the main thing that we dove into was I wanted to help people so bad that I didn't have any boundaries. I didn't have any barriers to get to me, and I didn't have any I didn't have any focus, and I didn't have any. It was just like it was just so scattered, and I had so many energies consuming me because I had so many energies around me all the time. And so when you move back to a hometown, or like you have a lot of people around you, everybody wants your energy, everybody wants your attention, and everybody expects it. So the second that you put up a boundary, or a standard, I should say, when you put up a standard for yourself, you're going to alienate all the people that expected you to not be like that. To not, if they're not improving and their life isn't changing and they're still here living in the glory days of when they were the best high school quarterback in their small town, it's like, okay, but now we're 30.
Yeah.
I'm not going to the bar and getting drunk with you. I got to be home to put the kids to bed. And even before it was kids, it was like, I want to go to the gym. Like, I'm not drinking tonight because I want to go play basketball at 7 a.m, or I want to do this, or I want to do that. And so when I started putting up those barriers and those standards that I was holding for myself, and other people didn't have those standards, it alienated a lot of people from my life. And some people, your relationships change, but like the love doesn't. And then other people, the love changes. It's
Yeah.
like, nah, forget him. People feel like that about you. It's like,
Yeah.
because I have standards for myself.
It's
So
sad though. It's the sad truth of it, where it's like,
yeah,
you want to think that your boys, like, I mean, I have great boys here in Minnesota, but I definitely, coming back when I was on the 75 hard and people wanted to party, that I don't talk to anymore, because it was like, if all you want to do is party with me, like, I'm not here for that. Like, I'm done with that. It's not where I'm trying to be at.
yeah. I think I've learned. I went so kind of like what you're saying with like going so extreme. I went so extreme to where like after the counseling, I was like, all right, cool, wall. All y'all are over here. Everybody, like, I kicked everybody out. Move out. Nobody lives at this house now. Like, did that. And then I kind of learned to also meet people where they are. It's like, I can't expect everybody to live how I live. I can't expect everybody to meet my standards of me for myself. And then so like that was kind of an issue. And now it's like, okay, this is my life. And I have to carve out the time for the people that live a different life than me. I still have my standards, but like I can meet you where you are and enjoy those moments. And if you can enjoy those moments too, then we'll still have a great friendship. But if it becomes a thing where it's like you can't relate with me and I can't relate with you, and we now have nothing in common, and you want to talk about me behind my back because now I'm not living like you, that's a different story. But the true friends that are the true friends will meet you where you are and understand that, like, okay, this is my boy and he don't like to go to the club no more, so what else can we do together that's still bringing me the same fulfillment? And maybe you're not doing it every weekend now, but you do it once a month, or you do it every other, whatever the timestamps are on that. But that's what I've really learned is like the true homies that were really my homies are still here, in just in a different way, in a different capacity.
Yeah,
And
no,
that's
I
and
agree.
that's okay.
Yeah. I mean, I had two homies when I got back that I felt so bad, because I told them I was moving back in with them, and I was like, "Hey guys, I'm starting the 75 hard." Actually, three, and they all just, like, without any heads up, joined me. Went 75 days without drinking. I was like, these are, like, I've been friends with these guys since third grade, and I was like, I'll probably be friends with these guys for the rest of my life, because there's just
Real ones.
no way around
That's real ones. Yeah.
it. Because if they had approached me and I was on my shit and said, like, "Hey, 75 hard tomorrow," I don't know if I'd be up for it. Like, I honestly don't know if I would have.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. That's what's
Yeah.
up.
But this has been awesome. I'm going to end the actual interview here, but I did have a question for you. So I think it's awesome. And I
Oh
really
yeah.
appreciate you taking time. And I think what you're doing with everything is really awesome. And I just appreciate you taking some time out of your day.
Thanks, man. Likewise. You
Yeah.
have a good one. That was one of them things where, just like you said, it's like, yo, today it's been I had to do a bunch of grown up shit today, which I hate doing. And so I was a little down, which is why I was like, yo, I need an acai bowl because these always be getting me.
If I'm going to get
And
through
then,
this.
yeah, and then we had a good conversation, and yeah, so I appreciate it.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah. It's been